Hey, it's Young, the one who do it. Numbers don't lie. That's the movement. Now let's get to it. We got Lord Jamar once again. This is part two. We seen part one where he's sitting down debating with six new hip hop fans. He didn't really tell us the exact time frame that he had, but I'm assuming that it's somewhere from like 1985 to 1995 ish. But then he does what is convenient for him when he feels like it. So I'm gonna just run through before we get to part two, before we watch the debate. We're gonna look at some of the comments from the first live and let's see. So Son said negativity doesn't sell, marketing sells negativity. I halfway agree with that. Halfway agree with that. Because although, yeah, the best songs are marketed. You know what I'm saying? The best songs are marketed. That's how you just keep hearing it and then it enters your subconscious and then eventually, you know what I mean, you rock with it. You have to have money to make a song a hit. That's true. But I'd be lying if I said that people don't like negativity and that negativity doesn't sell. People like negativity, man. You know what I'm saying? When you go out there on average, people have negative conversations, people entertain negative stuff. Um, it just is what it is. Like it's easier for negativity to spread. It's just the kind of world that we live in. It's exciting. It's entertaining, some would say. Violence, you know what I mean? Sex, uh, death, all of the crazy things when it comes to negative side of things. Like people like negative food when they know that, hey, this is more healthy. I could go eat this, but I like this. This is what intrigues me. This is what I want. So they think, you know what I mean? Until they see what that turns into. Gen Z are not fans, audience of hip hop. They're fans, audience, or whatever is pop mainstream. Yeah, I think that's definitely more of a thing. I think popular music is just what's sold to them. It's marketed. But I do think if they had an option, you know what I'm saying? And I do know some kids do have an option, and some kids go and look for that type of music. Everybody doesn't listen to that, but the majority probably does. New York rappers are more lyrical than Southern rappers. No diss to the South. I wouldn't say today o'clock that's not true. Today o'clock, New York rappers is on that drill, and you have some rappers in the South that have some consciousness to them. I think around the country it's changed. It's not so much regional anymore. It all depends on what you like. And I think that's what some of these kids were saying on this video. Someone said Radio Trent TV said he didn't get cooked. Nah, he ain't get cooked all the way. But he some of the situations, some of the things that he said, I feel like they had pushback and they just had a difference of opinion. And I think when it was convenient, he jumped on whatever time period for himself. You know what I mean? Because he didn't really he was smart. That was a smart debate because he didn't really say, this is the exact time period I'm talking about. And at this time period, this is when it got commercial. And I don't agree with this. He just kind of, he did what was beneficial for him. All right. So we're going to jump into the new video, man. We're going to jump into the new video real quick. Let's see what Lord Jamar is talking about, see what his points is. He said foundational Black Americans created hip hop, other cultures only participated in it. So this is FBA.
Okay, my next claim is that foundational Black Americans created hip hop. Other cultures participated in it, but had no part in the creational aspect of the art form.
Yeah, I think everybody, I don't know why this is even a conversation. To me, this is crazy to even say when we speaking about hip hop. We know hip hop was created by Black American people, that is Black American culture. I don't even know why this crazy conversation keeps going back and forth. Was there people that had other um other lineages, people from other places, Caribbean, African, you know what I mean, different descent that was mixed in it, Puerto Ricans or whatever, you know what I mean? You know that New York is a melting pot. So of course there was other people there. There's other people there. But did they make the music? Did they influence the music? I don't believe so, and I don't think anybody thinks this. It's crazy conversation to me, but we're gonna have it.
Peace.
Peace in the East.
Now we're going to deal with facts and not myths. Okay. So again, when I say foundational Black Americans, I mean Black people that lived here in America that, especially from the New York City area. Many will say the Bronx, but a lot of people will say it was around all parts of New York City at that time. That we are the ones, even though there were other people around us, Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans and any other people, that could have been around us. We were the ones that started this and drove the culture. Prove me wrong.
I will have to disagree. I would say that y'all rooted and created it and like made it traditional, of course. However, I believe that in the 1970s, youth from the Bronx are the ones that created, meaning African Americans and Afro-Caribbean immigrants that were talking about it during that time, the events that were happening. I believe it was the youth of the Bronx, not the foundation of Black Americans.
Why? First of all,
It's
why
a youth.
do you feel it was the Bronx, number one? Because that's what you heard, right?
I believe it's the Bronx, yes. Hip-hop created and started in the Bronx.
Okay.
That's
Well,
a
I was
fact.
born in the Bronx. So
Shout
I
out to the
don't-
Bronx. Shout out to the Bronx. I'm from the Queens, baby.
hatred
I'm from
for the
Queens.
Bronx, but some people would.
Hey, Meta. Full player.
Yeah, so even if it was created in the Bronx, it was still created by African Americans, which she actually said in her response in the beginning. So I don't even know how this is still a conversation.
Dispute that, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to
I'm
get
not
into the disputing of it. Now, when you say Afro-Caribbean people, right? Because yes, people like Kool Herc were from Jamaica. Grandmaster Flash has a Bohemian background. But let me ask you this:
Bambaataa.
Africa Bambaataa. What specifically inside hip hop could you point to and say that comes from Caribbean culture? That comes like the Puerto Ricans put that into hip hop. The Jamaicans put that into hip hop. Name some things.
Specifically like songs or like
No. I mean,
like when
cultural
you're DJing,
wise,
when
like-
when DJ Kool Herc, when he was DJing, right? That's like when he put the breaks in, that's a form of like, cultural influence because that's from Jamaica.
No, it's not from Jamaica.
The
I'm sorry.
breaks when he did that,
No.
fact wise,
No, I'm sorry. You're dealing with feelings. The breaks he was playing, first of all, were soul, foundational Black American
Afro?
music. No, not Afro anything.
Soul.
It was Black American music that he was playing, not African music, not Afro-Caribbean music. He was playing soul music, and the breaks inside that music is what he was playing. He wasn't playing any Jamaican music. He wasn't adding anything into the culture of hip hop that was Jamaican. He came.
I don't know why this is such a hard point to drive through. Nothing that we listen to when it comes to hip hop sounds like anything from other places. Like it just doesn't. I'm sorry. Do we get some sprinkles in there sometime? Do people put accents and want to throw some slang in from other places? Of course that happens. But we got to be honest about this situation. Even if you have people that's connected in your family that's from somewhere else and you want to be proud that the people participated in hip hop. They participated in it, but it's not that culture. It don't sound nothing like reggae. It don't sound nothing like all the calypso and soca and all the type of different musics that was going on. You know what I mean? Nothing in Africa. It's just not the same, man. It's a different form of music. And why is it a bad thing when it comes to Black American? Why does everybody want to jump on the wave? Just say they was part of it. You know what I mean? Y'all was part of it. Puerto Ricans was part of it. Africans was part of it. Caribbeans was part of it. that's all that's being said here. It's not dissing nobody. It's just saying that this is a African American form of music.
From Jamaica and was doing an American thing.
So he's
okay.
Okay, so he came from Jamaica. He's Jamaican.
Right.
Okay,
But him being, but listen, him being Jamaican, but he was being influenced by foundational Black Americans. He couldn't do nothing Jamaican inside hip hop, or else nobody was fucking with him. You see what I'm saying? He tried to come when he first came to Jamaica. There's stories of him where he tried to wear cowboy boots and all that type of shit to the party, and you know, people was like, "What you doing with them roach killers on?" and all this type of shit. And he stopped wearing that type of shit. You understand what I'm saying? And started wearing sheepskins and doing, trying to assimilate with what the foundational Black Americans were doing. So what I'm saying is, there's nothing inside of hip hop. You know how we be like, say ho, or say, nobody says say blood clot. Nobody says, you know, say papi chula. We don't say none of that shit. All we do is everything that we say and everything that's inside of hip hop culturally started with foundational Black Americans.
And the pioneers are the youth from the Bronx, though, which is.
I mean, you're obsessed with the Bronx, but the Bronx,
because
the Bronx is not filled with Jamaicans and Puerto Rico. There's foundational Black Americans there. You know that, right?
It's African Americans and Afro Caribbean.
I don't like the way she said African Americans. I ain't like that. I don't know if that was a diss or something. This is one of these people, from what I'm seeing, they wanna benefit off the culture of Black American, but also want to be separate and then act like they better. Cause this is crazy work. Like, he's explaining to you what it is. You was not there. You're not old enough. He's giving you the history, and it's still bothering you. You glitching out, and you ain't coming with no facts either. It's crazy.
It's mixed. Is it not mixed? Is it
what
just
I'm saying is, the ones who is running the sensibilities of hip hop were the foundational Black Americans. If you didn't buy and assimilate to our slang, we were the ones that were creating the slang. We were deciding what type of gear you would wear and all that type of shit. Pumas.
Yeah, none of the slang in hip hop, none of the music that I've heard growing up, you know, from any of those time periods, sounds like anything I heard when I'm in a Jamaican party. You know what I'm saying? When I'm going to a Latin night. No disrespect to none of that, but that's not anywhere near the same. It doesn't even go together. When they had hip hop parties and they throwing a little bit of soca in there, a little bit of Caribbean vibes, it's totally different. It throws some people off and some people end up leaving. Y'all know that. Y'all done been in a party where they, you know, we playing hip hop, and then all of a sudden they throw some Caribbean music in there. And you like, oh man, like they throw like 3-4 songs in and messes up the whole energy in the party. You like, I'm out of here, man. Or they play the Latin music and you like, come on, tonight? Why we gotta do that tonight? It's not the same type of music. It's not the same type of energy. It's not the same. We gotta understand that. It's very simple. It's nothing to argue about.
And Adidas and, you know what I mean? All that type of shit. Now we might see, now if we saw some shit from another culture and decided, okay, we want to fuck with that, we would bring it in. Like later on, I will give Jamaicans like Kango hats and shit like that. Y'all might have brought that to the game in hip hop. You see what I'm saying? But that's not really a hip hop thing. You understand what I'm saying? As far as the actual mechanics and science of doing hip hop, scratching the record, rapping on the beat, all of that stuff comes from us here in America.
The last thing you mentioned about the toasting and about the DJs being able to speak over the beats, that is 100% influenced by Caribbean culture.
No, it's not.
Caribbean parties.
No, it is not.
Back way
no,
to the 60s
it is not.
And early reggae.
No, it is not.
Jamaicans not only influenced
No,
hip-hop,
they didn't.
the Dominicans is influenced
I'm
by
sorry. What? Dominicans?
Yes, there's a whole genre.
Yeah, I never heard that one before. I never heard nothing about the Dominicans. That ass. Never in my life.
Called Dimbo. Okay,
What?
and that's based off of reggae. So we have Kool Herc, like you mentioned. We have
You know
Bambaataa.
how old Kool Herc was when he did his first party?
How old?
12 years old.
Okay.
You think he was really emulating what the big sound systems in Jamaica and all that was
Yes,
doing?
if that's his family.
No, that wasn't his family. That's not what he
He's
was
Jamaican.
doing.
We gotta fact check this situation. 12 years old, was DJ Herc really 12 years old at the parties? I seen somebody on YouTube. They responded to this and said that this was not factual. I'm gonna have to check it out myself though, because I don't know the dead ass answer.
You're making shit up. You're doing things because you're being emotional right now. And you're just not dealing with facts. I'm sorry. What Kool Herc was doing was emulating what people like Disco King Mario from the Bronx was doing already. Okay, playing break beats out in the park and all that stuff, and bringing your equipment out and type of stuff. That was not.
What was that not? We gotta hear what he's saying right there. But yeah, I just still don't I don't understand, man. Like I never in my life, like there was never a moment in my life, and especially growing up in New York, where I ever heard anybody be like, yeah, rapping is an Afro thing or it's a Caribbean thing. I never in my life heard this shit until now. Still Fat Joe started talking. Never heard this shit. Did I know that there's people that's mixed that were part of hip hop? Absolutely. We know that just living in New York. Everybody's something. But it's a black culture. It's a black American culture, man. Come on.
Let's put it in perspective.
It's not clicking.
It's the 70s in Jamaica, right?
Yes.
Certain places in Jamaica didn't even have electricity.
Certain places.
Let's keep it real.
What does that have to do with anything?
I'm saying, do you really think that kids from the Bronx were emulating something that kids in Jamaica were doing when we are over here watching Soul Train and all this type of shit? We're not thinking about.
Hell no. And if you grew up back then and you know damn well that that's not true. Hell no, niggas wasn't trying to emulate the culture over there. It's just not a fact, bro. They wasn't looking at none of that shit. Niggas was on some American energy. Niggas was on some real American shit. Like the shit people was watching, the shit that people was interested in. Even the influences was coming from like maybe you could say Italians. That happened because it was like heavily Italian influence in New York, you know what I'm saying? Scarface and all of that type of shit, the mafia, like, you know, like that happened. But like he said, a lot of the influence was American shit. It was American shit. It was not, I don't remember anybody like, yo, I want to be like niggas in Jamaica. I don't remember that shit. I don't even remember it being cool until later on. It wasn't even cool to be Caribbean or African or none of that shit until later on. Like really, like now with the Afrobeat and all that. But if you did Afrobeat, like say if you were an American rapper and you want to go do Afrobeat, them niggas is not going to consider you. They not considering you a fucking Afrobeat artist. If you don't speak their language or you're not from there, like it's just not going to happen. They're going to be like, it's an American trying to do our music.
As a first generation immigrant, you traveling, you going to see your family, you coming back and you bringing what you took from there back to where you live at.
And what I'm saying is that's not what he did.
Bashments and you're going to parties.
There was no bashment. That's not what it was. This was not a bashment. This was a hip hop party. Okay, and
the
hip hop
party the same like them.
Huh?
You don't think they was partying the same like
what
them?
I'm saying is there's nothing Jamaican inside of hip hop. There's no Jamaican customs.
Biggie is Jamaican. You can't ignore the fact that so many
that
people.
He's Jamaican. He rhymed. He didn't do reggae music. He did hip hop.
Okay, Tribe Called Quest. They're Caribbean over there.
It doesn't matter.
You can't just pull that aspect of it out of
I'm not pulling him out of it.
But they didn't fuck with their own culture. Like, what are we not getting here? Like, if they liked their own culture and they was bringing it into hip hop, you would hear the influence. You would hear the type of beats. Now, was there one-offs and shit like that where they did some Jamaican sound, like here and there, like Foxy Brown, Jay-Z, Biggie? They might have had like one fucking song where they did that. One song. Out of all the songs you ever hear them on, they not really on that like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just now, I think people are getting a bad idea, especially these young kids, because now you hear the crossover. Now you hear everybody like kind of mashing shit up and all of that, because it's not really truly hip hop anymore. You know, and the world is open to hip hop as well. So, you know, rap is going all over the world. So now it's a different time. But back then, nah, that shit wasn't that cool. It wasn't cool enough.
What I'm saying is they're not doing anything from their culture that contributed to the found. And first of all, those people are way down the line. Hip hop has already started. I'm talking about when hip hop was created. I stated that when hip hop was created, that foundational Black Americans, we moved the needle. You couldn't dress like a Jamaican and come around.
What does a Jamaican look like?
Oh, back then, a Jamaican, you know what the Jamaicans looked like back then.
Tight pants.
Thank you.
Chill.
Fishnet tank top.
Chill.
Come on. Because she knows. She knows what the fuck I'm talking
My
about.
point is, we got the godfather of hip hop, and he is a Caribbean man. So that's
And I'm saying, and he brought nothing Caribbean to the table. That's all.
Himself.
But that's not enough.
You
He
talking
had
about,
to
like,
follow
specific-
what Black people were doing.
You're-
He had to
okay.
get with what we were doing. He tried to even sound like us, dress like, wearing
We're not that
sheepskins
different.
and all of that.
We're not that
that different. But what I'm saying is,
Nah, I disagree. We very, very different. Like, what are we talking about? What Jamaican artist sounds anything like an American rapper? Speaking wise, slang wise, look wise, anything wise. They is not the same. It's totally different. There's nothing similar about that. And most of the people they talking about, oh, this person has a father that's from Jamaica, or this person got someone from St. Martin or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Cool. You would never know that if they never told you that. Why? Because they look, they sound, and they was mimicking African American culture, Black culture, not their culture. They was not doing that. If they was doing that, you would see it. It's never happened. Anyone I can think of, maybe other than like Busta Rhymes, he used to wear some nutty shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. He did wear some nutty shit. I gotta be honest with that. He looked crazy.
y'all didn't have no influence amongst the Black Americans at that time.
I will agree to disagree. I feel like him bringing himself in it as a Caribbean
That's
person.
not enough. That's not enough.
You causing cultural
Just
shifts.
because, and just like when Puerto Ricans started breakdancing, once
Yes.
we put it down, because Black people are the first ones to breakdance.
Who was the first guy to break dance? Do you know?
Damn, I forget his name. Don't get me to lying. I don't know. But I know he was Black. But anyway,
How he
so
gonna do
here's
that?
the thing. The reason why people associate Puerto Ricans with breakdancing is because that was around the time that Black people put it down, because some of us started getting a little money and we don't want to be spinning on the ground with our
We
fresh
have the
shit on.
cardboard.
And this is also the time when cameras came to hip hop. And so now
So you trying to say the Puerto Ricans was down to still get dirty?
this is when movies and Beach Street and
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Certain shit like that. So now the Puerto Ricans was like, well, okay, we doing this shit now. So now they're spinning on their fucking back. And now everybody thinks that they created breakdancing, but they didn't.
Yo, this is interesting though. You know what? I'm gonna definitely check in with a lot of my family because they was there. A lot of my family was there, so I'm gonna ask them, especially like Queens, Brooklyn.
That rise.
I want to ask them. I never really was interested in this shit back in the day. I guess I'm one of them young dudes, even though I'm not young. But my generation is 90s and above. But yeah, I didn't really never care about the 80s back in the day. Keep it a buck with you, but I'm starting to care a little bit. I'm interested.
So my last claim is that old school hip hop had more positive messages. New school hip hop has little, I'm not going to say none, but I'm going to say few positive messages as opposed to old school hip hop. Step on up.
Now, you're saying old school. Please define old school. Please. Because you want to pick and choose. You want to say 70s. Pick and
First of all,
please.
no, I never said
time frame.
70s. Who the fuck said
80s
70s?
or whenever they do the hippity hoppity. Pick a time.
The hippity hoppity. That should be killing me.
Frame.
Okay, I'll go from the golden era, right? If you want me to pick a time frame, I'll say from 85 to about 95.
85, 95.
Mm-hmm.
And you're saying that there's more positive?
And I'm saying there's more positive messages that you can find in hip hop, such as, you know, be original, don't bite, like
10 Crack Commandments.
Black. Hang on, bro.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Hang on.
You're right.
Because of course there's gonna be negative shit. You're gonna be able to find somebody from my era and say, yeah, he had some negative shit. Yes, I agree. But what I'm saying is there was more when you have a Public Enemy, KRS-One, fucking Queen Latifah, Tupac.
Huh?
Yeah, Tupac had some positive songs. Yeah, he had some negative shit too.
The ones that hit were not the
Bro.
positive ones.
Dear Mama, Dear Mama, Brenda had a baby.
Click your claim.
Huh? What?
Yeah, this kid don't know. He don't know the discography. Like to say that Tupac didn't have positive music. You bugging. You are bugging. Especially you didn't know Tupac early on. He didn't really get negative to me until he signed with Death Row. But then he still has some positive stuff here and there. You know what I mean? But yeah, I understand. If you're thinking of Death Row Tupac, then you don't really know what you're talking about.
What are you talking about, bro? See, now you're picking and choosing his song. I'm telling you, he had positive joints. You want to pick the negative ones. And what I'm saying is, like, my era wasn't perfect. Again, I'm saying we had more positive songs. My group, Brand Nubian, we were about Black consciousness, positive messages. You know, and there's just so many
Yeah, hands down, I believe the era he's talking about is definitely more positive than today. I mean, they was talking about having a natural hair, you know what I'm saying? They was really on a real righteous shit back then. They wasn't even saying the B word like that when it came to women. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things changed when that when the West Coast gangster rap, when that shit hit, it was a whole different type of vibe. So, and I think that, I want to say that was early 90s.
X-Clan. Who else from?
There's positive artists out today, but you have to go look for it.
And this,
You're not choosing to look for it. Just go look for it. They're out there.
so what I'm saying is, I didn't say that you had none. Because originally when he sent me the claim, it said, and y'all have no positive. And I'm like, wait a minute, I don't want that down, because there's always going to be some positive and negative within everything. But it's what is the balance? And what I'm saying is, at my time, there was positive and negative, but it was a little more balanced. Right now, the negative is outweighing the positive.
Maybe your algorithm is negative. I would argue that maybe it's your algorithm.
Do you really think it's my algorithm?
I'm pretty sure someone who
So Cardi B is just my algorithm. Meg Thee Stallion is just my algorithm.
I'm sure if you were searching only church music and
You don't have to search those people though. Like you not, that's not a good argument. You don't have to search, like he said, Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B. The list goes on. It's so many different negative messages. And a lot of them are popular, huge artists. So you can't help but to hear it. If you're looking for rap music, you're going to hear negativity. So yeah, that's not, the algorithm really doesn't matter. You can't avoid it.
or a Common or somebody who's boring and
Common
lame.
is from my era. Don't try to claim
all right.
Common.
I'm pretty sure if you were only searching up conscious music, I'm pretty sure Cardi B wouldn't pop up on your timeline.
The negative is outweighing the positive.
Maybe your algorithm is negative. I would argue that maybe it's your algorithm.
Do you really think it's my algorithm?
I'm pretty sure someone who
So Cardi B is just my algorithm. Meg Thee Stallion is just my algorithm.
I'm sure if you were searching only church music or a Common or somebody who's boring and
Common
lame.
is from my era. Don't try to claim Common.
I'm pretty sure if you were only searching up conscious music, I'm pretty sure Cardi B wouldn't pop up on your timeline. It wouldn't pop up.
It's not about me searching. See, I shouldn't have to necessarily search for this and that, for an algorithm to come at me. I'm saying what's popular in your generation right now has less positive messages than my era. You will say, oh, you know, we have positive messages like, you know, make money and you know, you see what I'm saying? You know, get on the internet and
Be
get a
independent.
bag.
And be independent.
Be independent.
F the
right.
label.
But
We're
at the
saying- we're
end of
saying
the
F the
day,
label.
huh?
We're saying F the label.
Yeah.
Back then, they were getting F by the label.
Yeah, you right.
Because of now we have information with the internet, but that's a whole other claim. That's a whole other topic.
Right, but see, so you're independent, but you're not using that independence to really have an independent voice. You're independent and still rapping about corporate shit.
And who are we talking about that's independent? Who are we actually talking about that's doing this? I think this is a really weird argument as well. I don't know many independent artists that made it. Do y'all? Because maybe I'm tripping, but I don't see a lot of people pushing that message that he said that right now they're like F the label. They always been like F the label. They've been saying F the label since the locks. You know what I'm saying? Because I think a lot of artists around the time of Diddy was saying F the label because they was getting bad deals. Like, this is not something brand new. This has been happening for a long time. They've been saying F the label since Michael Jackson, Prince. Like, what are we talking about? People have been talking about F the label and getting their masters for a long time. So that's a lie. I don't know why he didn't catch him and call him out on that one, saying that that's a new idea.
Still rapping about shit that's not uplifting us as a whole. You're still rapping about wet ass and
Why
shit.
Why is that bad? That's bad. That's bad. That's not negative. That's not negative. You're saying that's wait. Are you saying that wet is negative? I want to make
No.
Please clarify that. Please clarify that.
I'm not saying that.
This guy's funny. I like this kid. He's funny. That's funny. I think he know what he meant, but yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. You might have to pause that. Lord Jamar, you might have to pause that.
What is bad?
All right.
But
make sure we're on the right page.
it's bad when a little 7-year-old, 8-year-old girl is singing the song and looking up
Okay. He clarified it. He got it back.
to the girl, huh?
That's on the parent. You can't.
But what I'm saying is, we in an era now where everybody just got their phone. Little kids got their own phones and iPads. You can't be everywhere all the time.
But
These parents
it happened back
are
then,
not
too.
able to watch their kids and really see what the fuck they watching, bro.
So when you were a child, did you hear bad music? You found
Did
it,
I
right?
hear bad music?
Yeah,
Hell
I'm sure
yeah.
you had like an 8-track or some kind of device that
You
would
got an
play.
8-track, yo.
Yeah, what?
Don't you play me, motherfucker. I ain't that fucking old, nigga.
Nah, he is that old. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, I'm sure you had some kind of device. Kids are gonna hear music regardless of
I
how
had a
it is.
cassette player.
Oh,
I did have a cassette. Yeah,
Alright,
I did have a cassette.
You know, blow it up. Yeah.
Oh, nah, yeah, this kid is disrespectful. Yeah, he definitely got the old parents. He going crazy. But you know what's crazy, though? He don't even look that young. I don't know how old this kid is, but he don't even look that young. He look like a young old nigga, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's the fit. These kids be looking old these days.
So I heard your claim about hip hop in your era has more positive messaging than this era.
Correct.
That is your claim. And I
Yes.
think that is irrefutably just wrong.
Tell
Incorrect.
me.
I think that we have way more examples in today's hip hop than back then that is more. And like you said before in your previous point, that yes, you have some artists who originated, like your Tupacs per se. They may have originated and we took that and we expanded it upon so many aspects in the music.
Oh.
There are so many
And
subgenres
please don't
within.
say
No, not gonna say no Drake.
Kendrick,
I'm not gonna say no
Drake.
Kendrick. No,
and Cole.
you got XXXTentacion. You got Rod Wave. You have so many. You have Little Uzi Vert. There's so many different artists
That's
in today's.
positive.
Yes,
XXXTentacion is positive.
exactly. If you actually listen to the music, when I first heard it, I was like, "What is this garbage? I'm not listening to this." And then after the man passed away and actually took the time to listen to his songs like
so
that,
what's he share with like
yeah. Some of the
Convert
positive.
me.
What are some
are
of the
the
positive messages?
that are
A lot of white people in one, mind you, his album is still one of the most selling albums in today's era. And the man died almost 10 years ago because his music was that impactful. When I actually listened to the kids around me who was listening to his music, and I actually got the message that they felt connected, that they didn't feel alone, that they didn't feel like they had to go do what ended up happening to him, getting killed. Like people who felt suicidal.
I think the word he's looking for, from everything he's saying, sounds like the word you was looking for is relatable, not positive. Sounds like it was relatable. Just because it's relatable doesn't always mean that it's positive.
That's the reasons why being more about mental health and the rappers who rapped about that type of stuff is why that's so important in today's era. And we see more examples like it. Like, I don't know if you want to claim Joe Budden in your era or I'm going to claim Joe Budden in my era. But even rappers like him who paved the way
like on
rapping.
the cusp, I
Yeah,
guess.
so it's like,
he's
when
like,
you want to, you have your Kid Cudis per se, who rapped about a lot of positive stuff and a lot of that mental health stuff.
But see, okay. First of all this mental health shit is some new shit, right?
Okay.
And a lot of that. hang on.
it.
A lot of that, but hold on. A lot of that is because of the increase in pharmaceuticals and all of that type of shit, which will side effects include, feeling like a piece of shit, want to be suicidal, all of that type of shit, all of that type of stuff, and the society that you live in now
Normalizes.
Yes, they want you to feel like something's wrong with you. You understand what I'm saying? So
That's a fact, but they're not wrong because they are selling you the drug and then the answer at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So, that is a problem. And if the music addressed this properly, maybe the actual positivity would be not to go run to drugs. Because that's what you're doing when you go to pharmaceuticals because you have mental illness and you're not addressing problems. Because a lot of times the problems are internal and it actually comes from taking all of these pills and, just like he said, side effects, the food that we eating right now. They don't want to hear that shit these days. Let's be honest. The majority of people don't want to hear that shit. They know what's wrong and they don't care because they like to have issues. And then they have issues and then they rapping about it. I don't know if that's positive. Because like he said back in the day, people was not talking the same way about mental health because they didn't have the same issues. I think when you say that you have a problem and then everyone else is like in agreement with it, you got problems. And then that's when you got drugs. Those are the answers. People are just taking more and more drugs and just covering their problems up.
I get that an artist out there who makes people feel connected is a positive thing, but I don't know. That's not necessarily the kind of positivity I was talking about.
Would you say Meek Mill's positive?
Meek Mill?
Meek Mill. When he raps about where he came from and about showing what people who came from where he came from can have what he has?
No.
You don't think that's positive?
That's what I'm saying.
You say Lupe Fiasco's
that's
positive?
fake. Lupe Fiasco can rap. I don't know. See, you got to give me some.
He has messages.
What are they?
For Lupe
Y'all
Fiasco?
are not telling me what the messages are.
From Lupe Fiasco?
Yes.
Well, you have the Fahrenheit, 9/11, where he's rapping about all the different conspiracies and things going on, waking people up to real knowledge about what's happening in the world.
See, I'm not familiar with that one.
Well, I'm just saying that's
Okay.
out there.
Now,
At least he being honest. I don't know Lupe Fiasco songs either, to be honest. And I don't know that would be someone to mention when he's really not that popular. Them songs ain't that popping. The average person that listens to rap doesn't know those songs. So that would kind of fall more to Lord Jamar's point that old school hip hop had more positive messaging. He's just saying that rappers got messages. Just because you have messages and you don't really have a point or purpose, I don't know if that's positive.
so give me something that I need to.
Mhm.
Okay, here's homework right now for y'all. If y'all were trying to convert me to say,
spend a little less.
He's going to say, let me know what artists I got to look up and, put a list together for me or some shit like that. It sounds like he about to say. For real. I hope they get a list because I want to know too. Because I don't be listening to none of this new shit like that.
That y'all era has positive messages, what would be your playlist that you would suggest someone like me should listen to so I could be like, you know what? Oh, you know what? There is more shit. My bad. Like, give me a playlist.
There's a great artist. His name is Pharrell. He made a song called Happy. You might want to start there.
I made
Is that your era? My era.
That's my era.
Oh, you claiming everybody.
Pharrell did the remix to one of my songs, to one Don't Let It Go to Your Head. So I worked with early Pharrell.
Okay.
So, yeah. But you know what? You can have him. Because the shit he do now ain't really our era type of shit. Actually, he was a pioneer of your era.
Absolutely.
But he...
We say Andre 3000 is positive?
Yeah.
Your era, my era.
My era. He's definitely...
Nah, Andre 3000, definitely, he been around for a long time. Long time. They just don't know. These kids just don't know. That's all.
My era.
Outkast?
Come on.
I'm from the 90s, so.
Huh? We were on the same label. Like, huh?
I'm a boss.
See, and that's what I said. All you can say is about getting money. But that's not the most positive thing you can do in the world.
Education?
How about being healthy? You're dead prez. Be healthy.
Royce the 5'9"?
Royce the 5'9"? Is he really your era?
Mid 2000s, late 2000s. When was his
okay?
More of his catalog is from the later 2000s, 2010s.
Who?
Yes, you have Corday, you have your JIDs out there.
Listen, as you know, seriously, like if y'all could write down
the name of the artist,
and some songs, I'd really appreciate that.
That'd be dope, though. I like that. I like that he was open to having this communication, educating him and them on the old era, and open enough to listen to see what they got to say and take notes and, you know, maybe listen to some shit. You know, that's cool. That's what we need. We need more of this, where we get the old heads sitting down with the new kids of hip hop and really, you know, speaking the truth to them. Because we could tell from everything they said, they really don't know. Because they don't care to go look back. I mean, a lot of people don't like to look back. They like to look forward. So, you know, I think this needs to happen. I think this is healthy. This is healthy in hip hop. We got to keep doing this.
Maybe that could be part of something y'all will post. Maybe their playlist or something like that. Put it in the description. Their recommendation.
Wale.
I like Wale. His
last album is amazing. And there's a lot of...
I only really hear his...
I ain't gonna lie. A lot of these people they name, and I got to force myself to listen to, too. I never really cared for Wale like that. Yeah, he is positive, I guess. But to me, he sound like a dude that's at like a poetry slam type shit. Like I just can't do it. You know what I mean? Like I gotta listen to, and I think maybe that's the difference too. Is I listen to people who I think is kind of cool. Like when I look at somebody, I'm like, nah, I couldn't see myself hanging. That's my era. I felt like I'm gonna listen to somebody I feel like I would chill with, somebody I would want to be friends with. You know what I mean? Not just some guy that could put words together. Because that shit to me is not really that impressive. If I look at you and I'm like, this nigga's life look like it's boring. I think I live better than this nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that's just like my era New York type energy, but I'm not fucking with somebody that looks corny. You know what I'm saying? If I'm looking at you, I'm like, nah, dude is corny. I'm not listening to what he got to say. Unfortunately, maybe that's different now in this era where they just give everybody a chance. I think that's what happens amongst a lot of these young people. Even when you look at sports, everybody want a chance. Oh, you know, let them dribble, let them shoot the ball. Nah, your kid is trash, man. Tell that nigga sit the hell down, practice more, and he got to come back when he got more grit, more grind, and a better shot, better handle. Right now, he don't deserve it. He don't get to get a shot. He don't get a chance. I see this new messaging coming through. Oh, everybody, we got to just give a chance to everybody and let everybody shine. I be seeing that too when I'm going to some of these open mics, and they just like respect the artists. Why I'm respecting the artists if they trash? If they are trash, they got to get better. You know what I mean? And I think that's the disconnect too in this new era. Is like Lord Jamar said it. They ain't got to be out and touch the people. Pause. They don't got to be outside. They don't got to connect. They could just do everything on their phone, and it forces this weird personality that comes together from a lot of these new artists. You know what I'm saying? When they go out and they try to connect with people, they be awkward. They be socially awkward. They be fucked up. And I think that's something that means something when it comes to music, when it comes to entertainment. It's like this new shit, it's like, I don't want to listen to that shit because something just doesn't feel right about it to me. And that's the difference between the older generation. I'm not all the way Lord Jamar's generation, but like the 90s, you had to be outside. You had to be outside in some type of capacity, and people had to believe you. Now it's just like, man, you just get up and jump on the computer, you know what I mean? Record your little shit, and then you just send it out there. Just put it on your little digital, you know, you just go onto your digital app and upload it, and then it's on Spotify, it's on Apple, it's on all that. It's not real. It's not real. It's not tested. And I think that's what he was trying to say, that the music is not actually tested by real people and real interaction, because that means something. The way you get into a show, the way you perform, and people actually liking that person that they see and feel, pause, like in real time. It's not that much of that anymore. It's just a whole bunch of music, a whole bunch of garbage being thrown around. And then you got to sift through it, and someone got to sit down and give you a list and tell you what to listen to. I don't like it. I just don't like it. It's different. I remember back in the day where we could go to a website, go to one of the blogs, and it's telling you what just came out. You know what I mean? What people are listening to. Mixtapes. The mixtape era was crazy. The DVD era. It's just different. That's all. And I'm not complaining, but I'm also not listening. I'm on my health shit right now. I'm like, nigga, I'm gonna go listen to some frequencies. I'm gonna go listen to real shit outside. I'm gonna go outside in the grass and ground. I'm going too fast. Like I'm fasting right now. I'm gonna go drink my watermelon juice. You know what I'm saying? My water. And just get right. Get right with God. Get right with my spirituality. Because a lot of this shit, it don't be having your spirit right. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all could point me in the direction of something that is positive, that kind of aligns with what I'm on, throw it in the comment section. For real.
Singles, but
Of
I think he's dope.
Yeah.
I like him.
There's a lot of that in there.
And when he rhymes for girls, I like how he does it. It's not it's respectful. It's not as super sexual as a lot of these motherfuckers.
Exactly. He knows how to be artistic with. He's a poet.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
But no, there's so many different artists that you could pull from back then. And I think, not to say that your artist, like your era, didn't have it. I just think that your era has so few amongst them that stood out. So few. Because for every one artist that you could point to, we could point to maybe your Vanilla Ices. You had those corporate, what was the Hammer.
I already said that my era. It had a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, of course.
All eras is gonna have that.
But
what I'm saying, we had more of the cream of the crop. We had more of the talented, lyrical, conscious type artists in my era. Absolutely.
I don't think so, because the only reason why it kind of goes back to your other point about popularity contests, I think that artists today have more to compete with in the age of the internet era, because not only are you competing with the rest of the internet, you're competing with other social media apps as well. So you have to have some form of talent to stand out. Yes, like your point you said, you can buy bots, but that does not lead to lasting artists.
Right, but what I'm saying is it doesn't have to be musical talent.
I don't agree with that at all. You got to be talented. What are we talking about? It's mad people that be popping that's not talented at all. They just had a moment, or they had some stupid spectacle, like a 6ix9ine or some shit like that. Like, it's people that literally get popping on the internet because they look stupid, or they do something stupid, or they have some type of act, or they're a streamer. They doing other things, and then people are literally like, okay, now that you're popular and you're famous, I'm gonna listen to your music now. Or you got a TikTok dance. It's mad stupid shit that's being promoted right now. That's other than the music. It's mad shit. Like, niggas is not getting signed and and popping off of talent. I don't know what he's talking about. That's very few. Very, very few.
You could be a funny motherfucker.
But that won't last.
Huh?
Exactly. You could be a funny motherfucker. You could be a comedian. You know what I'm saying? And have a crazy following. All you need these days is a following. Once you have a following and people engage with you, it's engagement. It's very engagement driven.
That won't last. I know what you're saying, like those people who are celebrities and streamers and things like that, who are actor who go and make music. Like, yeah, but that doesn't last, doesn't lead to a successful career. Somebody.
That's a lie. That's a lie. There's plenty of streamers that's still successful right now. That's a lie.
Like a little Uzi Vert who's lasted for so many years, 10 plus years in the game, is not your traditional rapper.
Okay.
And he started from the internet.
And now
Migos started from the internet.
I mentioned some.
Those few people that he just named just now, they're talented for sure. But I think there's less talent than compared to back in the day. It's less talent. I think it's obvious. I think even the rappers know that.
Somebody like a Gucci Mane.
Exactly.
Okay? To where he's just a dude with money. He's a fucking drug dealer with money and motherfucker, and he became popular because of that.
I disagree with him on the Gucci Mane situation. I believe Gucci Mane just worked really hard. His work ethic was crazy. And he didn't stop until he got to where he wanted to get to. I think that's a bad example. And Gucci Mane has been around for a very, very long time. So, yeah, I think he shouldn't have used Gucci Mane at all. You got to use different people. Now, you might not like that type of music, but from where he's from, that shit was popping, and he was actually outside. He actually is more from that era that Lord Jamar is talking about than this new school shit. Like, he had to go outside. He had to perform in places to get his shit popping. You know what I mean? And he was tested. Like, he was tested, and he made it. I mean, he had beef with Jeezy. He made it through that situation, too.
But he put so many artists on.
Yes, he did. But he don't rhyme. He's not talented.
I appreciate your time.
That's totally different. Just say you don't like him, Lord Jamar. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. You don't always got to like every artist. Every artist ain't the same. Like, everybody's not made to be conscious. You know what I mean? Some people are going to be on a different, like DMX. Some people don't think he was conscious, but he had a message. He had a lot of messages. And he, to me, was dope. I don't know. We're going to have this debate again. This debate got to pop up again. Maybe I'll get some people on stream and all of that, and we'll do it with a couple different people. Maybe some West Coast people and some East Coast people. Y'all know I'm out in LA right now, and I'm from New York. So matter of fact, anybody that's trying to get this popping, anyone that want to talk about this and have a debate, maybe we'll do 85 to 95 verse 96 to 2006. That's my era. So y'all jump in the comment section. Y'all let me know what's up. We can get this thing going. Hit me up on my Instagram at Realness Reels. RealnissReels. Hit me up on Realness Reels on Instagram. And we're going to keep this thing going. Y'all already know what to do. Appreciate everybody watching. Hit that like button. Hit that hype button. Make sure y'all subscribe. Numbers don't lie. We out of here, man.